Hi folks, this is your Pilates at home video. We'll do some mat fundamentals with a little bit of intermediate work and the standing arm weights. Starting with some standing work here, we're bringing the heels together and the toes apart. If you have small hand weights, you can use those. You can also use soup cans, but you can also just do this without anything in the hands. If you do have weights or cans, try to hold so that you kind of have the lobster pinch feeling in the thumb and the first finger here. I'm gonna reach the arms out in front. Our heels are together, toes are apart. And you're pulling in the abdominal wall to feel the rubber band of your spine stretch up away from your heels. And we're bending the arms, squeezing the biceps, and straightening arms, trying to squeeze your triceps. So we squeeze the top of the upper arm and squeeze the underside of the upper arm. We're squeezing and straightening, squeezing, and then opening the elbows a little bit to the diagonal. As you're continuing here, keep pulling that rubber band of your spine up and see if you can start to squeeze both the bicep and the tricep, both directions. So they're both contracting and one is getting stretched while it's, one is working while it's on the stretch. Bring those elbows back to the front and we'll go down and back. We're gonna flick the wrist here, curl the wrists, and then bend. So from the side here, the arms go down and behind you a little bit. You flick your wrists, you curl the wrists, bring the arms to the side and curl. We're trying to see if we can reach those arms long as much as we're reaching them behind, giving yourself the feedback of length through the fingertips. It'll feel a little bit like flossing the nerve sometimes as you get that full flexion at the wrist. One more time. And curl. Okay, we're gonna bring the hands to the middle. I'm gonna bring the feet so that they're hip width apart. We're bending the knees here and finding a tabletop. So make sure that your knees keep a really good bend and that you're moving your tail and your crown to be at the same level. Okay, hold yourself in that position. So bring your abdominal up to the low back so that it's the abdominals that hold this rubber band of the spine. Okay, so we're gonna reach one arm out in front, one arm pinned to your side, and switch. You feel like a superhero here, flying through the sky. Push that arm to lead you. Squeeze the other arm so that it's aerodynamically helping you speed through space. Okay, from here, round yourself over. Let your low back open, bring your heels together, and roll yourself back up. So from here, we're going to bring one arm up by the ear, lengthen the fingertips down, trying to get to your knees. Over and come up. So try to stay right on top of the posts of the legs so that the posts aren't giving out underneath you. They stay tall and vertical. It's your spine that comes off of that vertical plane. Like bending you in the breeze like a stalk of grass. Up and over. Great, bring those hands back to your middle. We're coming back to our tabletop position. Feet are hip width apart. Make a big O here. Slight bend in the arms. And we're gonna lift those elbows up as high as you can behind you. And then squeeze. So this is the hug, face down here. the difference here is that we are actually trying to get those elbows up behind the spine, whereas when we do it elsewhere, we don't allow that to happen. So this gives you a little extra push against gravity, helping you squeeze your shoulder blades together and get a little extra stretch in your chest. Remember that you're still pinning your stomach up to the thread of the spine here. Okay, rounding yourself over, bringing those heels together, rolling up. We're gonna pin either the fists or the ends of your weights or cans together, and then we're gonna draw up to the chin and push. As you draw up, imagine kind of like pulling a sweater up. So we want to feel the sides engage here, up underneath the shoulder blades, up to the underside of the arm. So we're lifting up the side body. Lifting up the side body. Nice. Okay, so the next part, we go up, we continue out. We're gonna lean a little forward so that you're in the toes more than the heels. Open those elbows to draw the hands behind the head, and then pushing back out on the angle. So this is work for the shoulder girdle. So not letting your head drop, but making those arms open enough so that you can bring the weights behind your head. Okay, bring the arms back forward in front of you. The chest expansion, we're gonna press down. Find the length of the arms as you go slightly behind you. If you want extra challenge, rise up on your toes, and we're gonna look to the right, to the left, back to your center. Exhale, arms come front, heels come down. Pressing down and back behind you. Now we go where we came from, to the left, to the right, back to the center, and lower down. So then let's try this with the breathing. So we're gonna inhale, hold the breath in, look to the right, look to the left. Now center is when you get to exhale and lower. One more, inhale to lift, looking left, looking right, coming back to your center, exhale. Nice, okay, so now we're gonna bring the arms down. We're gonna tap the weights or tap your fists together as you go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then reversing down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Really holding that rubber band of your spine very strong so that we don't get into this swaying forward and back with the body. We want that tension of the thread of the body or the rubber band of the body to really be able to hold you strong against this movement of the circling and going down. Great. Okay. We're gonna go down to our mats next. Okay. So here we are on the mat. You want to lay yourself down in the center of your mat or in the middle of your carpet area. We're gonna hold the legs into the body and just rock back and forth a little bit. So this is to open up the low back space, get a little bit of lubrication maybe going in the hip joint. And just letting your hips get a nice big crease. Okay. Preparing for the 100 here, we're gonna grab around the ankles, get those heels right into your seat as much as you can, your knees up on your armpits. Lengthen the back of the neck here, curling up over the sternum. Send the legs out as low as you can and you're reaching your fingertips. Here we go with our breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 10, inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 20. Really pumping the blood through your body. exhale. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Breathing in through your nose. And exhale, like you're blowing through a straw. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 80 in. Exhale. 90 in. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 100. Great. Always makes me a little pink. If it makes you a little pink in the face, you're doing it right. Okay, so we're gonna go into the roll up. If you need a little help coming up, you can hook your feet underneath your couch, maybe. Or if you have a TheraBand, you can hook that around your feet and use that. We can also crawl up with the hands. I'm gonna show various options for you. First one, this is the one where we don't need any help at all. I'm gonna bring the arms up to the ceiling, chin on the chest, peeling yourself up. Now exhale to reach forward. New breath to roll you back, moving your tail under, moving your hips under, trying to keep those legs glued in space, and exhale back. Now if you get stuck somewhere, inhale, grab your thighs, help yourself, or crawl up as you need, reach. Rolling back, you just crawl your way back down. And again, peeling up to reach. Exhale. Inhale to roll yourself back. Exhale back. We're doing 2 more here. Pulling your waist back, reaching all your limbs forward. Feeling that stomach to spine. You're pulling the thread taut from your navel to your spine. Okay, from here, send one leg up in the air. We're gonna climb up a little bit to pull that leg towards. Try not to hunch the shoulders to reach to your leg, but grab where you can open your chest and reach the leg. Okay. So we reach as high as we can within that limitation, giving the leg a gentle stretch. So not the most you've ever stretched this leg in your life. Just a little gentle stretching of those muscle fibers. And then we're going to bring the arms down on either side. Pinning the abdominals down. Take your inhale across. Exhale to circle it around. And anchoring down through that opposite hip and opposite heel to help stabilize you. Also thinking about how the ribs on that side can stay connected up through the shoulder. We're going to reverse this leg. So we open it, exhale down around to center. And really do try to find your center, which is down the length of your nose. Inhale up across and down around. One more. Okay, at the very end here, we're going to pull this leg in a little further, increasing the value of the stretch here, and then brush the legs to change. So we're reaching up to get a gentle stretch here. If you feel your opposite thigh bulging up off the mat, you're pulling this leg too close to you. Try to reach that leg long and go from there. How close can it really get to you? Okay. Then bringing the arms down on either side, we take an inhale across. Exhale to circle. Across. Exhale around. Knowing that you're using the opposite side of the body to help stabilize you. Many points along the way, the heel, the hip, the waist, the ribs, the shoulder, and around. Inhale, open. Exhale, across. Exhale. So within all of that stability that you're creating, you're trying to move this leg freely so that the stuff in this left hip, and whichever leg you have up here, doesn't have to grab. Yeah, so everything else comes in to help so that the thing that's trying to move doesn't have to grip. Okay, so now we come to our big stretch, or a bigger stretch, increasing that value, maybe finding a longer line of stretch, and then resting there. Okay, I'm going to bring the knees in, grab under the thighs, rock up to sitting. Okay, you want to find some length behind you for the rolling like a ball. So you may want to be in a tight ball. If you're pretty flexible in your back, that's a good strategy. Work in a tight position. If you're tight here, or it feels uncomfortable to have the knees that close to you, grab underneath the thighs here. So we're gonna flex the feet here. We're pulling up, opening the elbows wide, curl the tailbone under until the feet float. Okay, and then we're taking our inhale to continue to open up that back space. Inhale, rock back. Exhale to come up and hold. Inhale. Exhale sooner than you think. Yeah, and make sure you get those hips to get up in the air. And that you can control how you come to a balance. One more. And rest the feet. Okay, find a kind of middle space for you to lay down in again. We're gonna bring one leg into, the other extend. We're already in our curl. We're gonna do the stomach series. Pull, pull one leg, pull, pull the other. In. So one hand is on the shin, the other hand is on the ankle. We have outside arm is high. Outside arm is on the shin. In. And I'm really trying to drive that knee up into the armpit, the heel onto the seat. Just like when we prepared for the 100. And I'm doing this double pull so that I get more release in the hip socket. Bring those legs in together. It's a double leg stretch. We're gonna send arms and legs opposite directions. Big inhale, exhale, swim the arms, grab the ankles to pull. Inhale, anchor in your stomach. Swim the arms, pull the legs with the stomach. The hands complete the pull in. So you wanna feel that your abdominals are doing 80% of the leg movement. One more time. Okay. Resting your head, you can rock your head side to side. Release the tension in the neck. Here we go, we're gonna keep going. Curl up, send legs up, climb up one leg, send the other one away, and we're gonna pull, pull here. In, change. In. We're thinking of the abdominals going down and down. Down and down. At the same time, think of the pull of the legs in opposite directions. So you're manually pulling one leg to you. How do you think of the reach of the leg that goes away from you as well? Reach that opposite leg. Good. Okay, so for the double straight leg stretch, you may be in a various positions, various points along the way here for this one. A nice safe option for low back support is to put the hands under your tailbone. More challenging option is to lift the head with the hands behind the head. I'm going to do the slightly safer option. And your legs can be in any range from tabletop all the way up to straight. You may also be working in a diamond shape, some of you. That's also great. Okay, so you choose what works for you. And take an inhale to go down. Exhale, hoist the legs. Exhale, lift. So we're gonna lower, 2, 3, and then lift. Lower, 2, 3, lift. One more. And lift. Last one of the stomach series. Hands behind the head. We're gonna draw those knees in towards the shoulders, heels down on the seat, curling up. Twist around to touch your elbow and your opposite knee. Go back to your center. Twist. Center. We're both trying to get the knee to pull in and the upper body to pull up so that they meet in the middle. In, one more each way. And get up, up, up. And rest. Okay, you can grab under your thighs here. Rock yourself up to sitting. Okay, now sitting with the legs out straight in front of you. They shouldn't really be too much wider than your shoulders. If you're a little tight in your legs or your back, once you can get yourself up on a couple pillows here, and that can help release some strain on the hips here. You're gonna reach the arms out in the front. Use your arms as if they're pressing down on a countertop to give yourself lift, that rubber band of the spine. Okay, and then bringing your chin under your chest, I'm gonna start to peel off the vertical, reaching out so that the arms stay parallel with the floor. Exhale at the bottom here. Inhale, start to restack your spine bit by bit. Your exhale to release. And with the rhythm here, inhale, rounding forward to reach an exhale. Inhale, rolling back up through the spine. Exhale, inhale, lift. Going forward, exhale. New breath, rolling up through the spine. Exhale, 2 more. Now if you do need to go slower to feel the articulation of the spine, that's totally okay. Take the time that you need. Just know that there's a kind of rhythm and flow that we're creating with this sequencing of the exercises. And rest. Okay, so that was the basic mat sequence. Let's add in now a few of the intermediate exercises that you may or may not be doing, but you can feel free to try these and see how they feel for you. The first one that we're going to look at is the corkscrew. So you're gonna lay down on your back, send your legs straight up in the air, and we're really squeezing the sides here, reaching the fingertips long. Add a little heels together, toes apart, unless you know that it's better to work in parallel. Okay, we're pinning down through the low stomach, and we're keeping those heels glued to go to the right, to the left, and center. Reverse to the left, down around to the right, center. So this should feel like you're turning a dial inside the low belly so that the hips can stay glued. And you work as big or as small as you need to in order to feel that the hips are stable. Okay, from here we're gonna open the legs and pop up to sitting. So legs are much wider than our spine stretched forward. I shouldn't say much wider. They're a few inches wider. So You should, if you have a yoga mat, they are gonna be off of your yoga mat. Okay, reaching the arms out on either side. We're gonna pretend we're a gymnast in the rings, pressing down, suspending ourselves up. Feel that under your glutes too, that buoyancy sending you up. With your inhale, twist. We're gonna reach across. Start to round forward to saw off the pinky toe once and exhale. Twice and exhale. 3 times exhale. Use your back arm here to roll you up. Reaching that arm high and exhale to come back center. Inhale, lift and twist. Rounding forward. Try to keep weight on that opposite hip as you exhale. 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 Rolling back up, inhale. Exhale, center. So this is essentially like your spine stretch forward, but over one leg. So you want to feel that your nose lines up with the center of your thigh here. Inhale to roll up. Exhale. Inhale, lift and twist. Round and reach. 1, 2, 3. Rolling up through the spine and center. Great, you can just walk your hands down through the middle here. Take a little stretch. And then walk your way back in. Okay, we're gonna come down to the stomach now. I'm going to make a pillow for the forehead. And we're gonna pin the, really kind of like press the hips downward so that you feel like you have an anchor here. The thighs should feel like they can reach out through your toes here. And you're gonna kick your bottom with your heel. So it should feel like sort of like a loose kick with a floppy foot. I'm gonna kick, kick, and then kick, kick. 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 One more each side here. And then place your hands under your shoulders. Round your back as soon as you can. Use your stomach. Push to sit back on your heels. Grab your ankles and rounding your back here, touch your forehead on your knees. Great, okay. So we're gonna look at the side laying series, the side kicks. So if you do have a mat, it's really useful to lay yourself along the back edge, the long edge that's behind you. You wanna line up your elbow, your shoulders, your hips, and for the moment, your feet as well. Add into there that you're gonna pull your stomach back so that it's participating in that back line. If you don't have this, you can eyeball it, and then you can also check behind you with your hand to make sure that you feel that the low back is somewhat with you in terms of how you're laying on your side. Okay, so this top hand can just rest down in the front of you. I'm gonna rotate the knee up of the top leg and come back down. A little bit of a clam exercise. So one thing that tends to happen for us all is as we open the knee, we open the hip and rock backwards. So how can you make your abdominals responsible for holding the hips one on top of the other so that you don't have to grab too much in the hip itself? The hips they're activating. We're trying to use our rotators here, but we don't want everything in the hip to grab. We're kind of undoing the purpose if we feel tension there. Okay, so now sending both parts of your lower leg in front in line with where your knees are. So you're gonna lift the top leg. We're rotating the toes up to the ceiling. Check in with the abdominals. Are they still part of your back line? And we're gonna kick to the front here, kicking towards your nose, and then reaching to the back. Kick to the front, make sure you release in between your kicks, and then as you reach to the back, we're turning the leg into a parallel position. Kick, and reaching long, kick, reaching long, kick. Yeah, really feeling the length through the thigh, the pinning of the stomach here. One more. And reach. Okay, with those heels together, we're going to kick straight up in the air with the top leg and light, and then slowing it down. Really trying to make the leg heavy and long through the waist. One kick, and then reaching out long. It's a swift kick and then slow, making length all the way down to your heel. Up, reach. One more time. Good, okay, so now we're gonna circle the leg. Little quick ones. And then reverse. 3, 4, 5, again. 2, 3, 4, 5. Really try to make actual circles here. Harder than it sounds. 4, 5. Okay, last thing we're gonna do here is squeeze both legs together and then try to pick both legs up in the air and then lower it down. And so this hand can be here, but try not to use it to help you get your legs up. That has to come, the support has to come from our pelvic girdle. One more time, lift. Okay, and then we're gonna tap the bottom leg down and up, down and up, down and up, and then rest. Nice. Okay, we're gonna switch to the other side. Okay, so trying to line yourself up here. Part of that lining up is to try and get your nose straight forward so that we're not kind of cranking in the neck. Trying to feel that the hand reaches all the way around the back of the head at the occiput. And lining the rest of you up. A few clams. Well, this just establishes how we want to feel in the ribs, in the abdominals, the kind of looseness we want to feel at the front of the hip while we're working on activating in the sides and back of the hip. Okay, then extend the legs out from the knees, rotate a little of that top leg, lift it up a little, kick, release, kick. Turn to parallel to go long behind you. Kick, release, kick. Feeling, yes, the length, but also the pinning up into that apple cheek of your glute. Kick and kick. Reach. Kick and kick. Release. Kick and kick. Release. Kick and kick. Reach. Okay. Heels are back together. We're kicking swiftly up in the air and going up and then slowing it down so that we feel we're making length in the waist. I like to think of this as your mermaid tail, where your scales start way up higher than your actual hips. And we want to feel the stretch that you're making on the scales up where they start. And one more. Reach. Okay, from here, small circles. Try to get the same amount to the front as to the back of your bottom foot. Reverse. And repeat. I think we repeated it on the other side. I hope we did. And then reverse. Okay, so now squeezing both legs together, lifting This side's harder for me. You may have a side that's a lot harder than the other, but still not gonna let my hand do the pushing. I'm gonna harness the power from the center of the body and work from there. And one more. And then tapping that bottom leg down and up. 1, 2, and 3. Resting down. Okay, so the last exercise we'll explore today is the teaser. There's many modifications for the teaser, and you might be at a different point along the way. The first one that we'll look at is sort of like a warm-up. So this should be one that you can really hone in to develop a better teaser, even if you're already doing the teaser. So we're gonna start with the hands underneath the thighs. The knees are pulled in, the heels are on the seat. And then we're gonna activate this kind of hollow ball shape. So we're gonna push into the hands with the backs of the legs while those hands are still pulling in. Okay, so they kind of cancel out each other here. We're gonna now start to play with the dynamic between the two. So you're gonna curl your upper body up. We're gonna start to let the legs win out against the arms so that we can roll the body up and extend the legs away. Now we're gonna resist the legs coming in and pull with the arms. So we're trying to reverse engineer this process so that we can come down slowly with control. So let's do another one just like this. The legs are starting to win out against the arms, but not completely. If you can, let go here and find your teaser. Great. If you need to hang out with finding that dynamic, that active interplay, that's totally fine. Reverse engineer. Good. Okay, so then for the third one, we'll set up in the traditional way. So we're going to we're gonna bring the arms up, bring the head up, find those two in line with each other, then extend the legs out away. From here, you're gonna roll yourself up. Whew. If you need to grab your legs again, that's just part of finding that dynamic, right? That's okay. Rolling back down and send the arms back. Then bring the legs in and rest. All right, so feel free to do that one a few times on your own. And I hope that you enjoy this video and that it gives you something to work on and something to do while I'm away. And wishing you all the best. Okay, bye.